G'day! Welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel and another Nerdy Dad Rewind review. The first season of The Bad Batch is over a year old at this point, but I'm going to flash up a spoiler warning just in case. Cool, let's get stuck in. The second episode of The Bad Batch is called Cut and Run. I have a lot of favourite episodes in this series, and this is one of them. Cut and Run was directed by Brad Rao and Stuart Lee. In this Rewind review, I'm going to also mention the score by Kevin Kiner, who, as well as composing the score for The Bad Batch, composed the score for The Clone Wars, Rebels, and is coming back for Tales of the Jedi. Now, what do The Bad Batch know about raising a child? What do The Bad Batch know about hiding under the radar? Or anything other than serving the Republic? A Republic which no longer exists, replaced by an empire that will hunt them down as traitors and deserters. While they may not know a lot about these things, they do know someone who does. And that is the namesake of this episode's title, Cut Lawquane, a clone who deserted long ago, who we first met in the Clone Wars episode, The Deserter. I've absolutely no idea how the Batch know Cut. It was only by chance that Rex met him back in the Clone Wars. As I said when talking about the first episode of the season, it's the little things that make an episode. Omega experiences a lot of firsts in this episode. Having grown up in the sterile environment of Kamino, she experiences dirt for the first time. She plays games with other children for the first time. Hunter also experiences some firsts in the episode, like having to protect a child who just wants to explore, despite the danger, or understanding the emotional needs of a child. It's still right at the beginning of these characters' arcs, and they're just beginning to change and to grow. Speaking of change, one of my favourite parts of The Bad Batch is how it shows the transition to Empire. I love the scene when Hunter and Cut first go into town and get a good look at how the Empire is changing things, taking control of things like travel, by confiscating ships, taking control of the port, and making people register for chain codes. As Hunter says, it's not just ships, they're registering people too, which is going to make it extremely hard for deserters like Cut and the Batch to move around. Getting chain codes for Cut and his family so they can get off Seleucami is the driving force of the plot for the second half of the episode, which leads to Tech's genius scheme to get the Batch's ship impounded, which turns out to be even more genius because Tech and Echo get the ship impounded while Omega is also on board. Clearly, introducing a child into the mix increases the stakes and leads to absolute chaos. After the Batch's modified Omicron attack shuttle, the Marauder, is impounded, the Batch are no doubt lucky that the Regs impounding their vessel figured it wasn't going anywhere and they didn't run its identification straight away. They had no idea who they were up against and they didn't call for reinforcements. Adding to the emotional stakes, Hunter has made the decision that it would be better for Omega to go with Cut, Sue, and their children. At this point, though, he's yet to talk to Omega about this decision. She's in the impounded shuttle at the spaceport, with no idea that Hunter intends to send her away. Echo gets the blank disc easy enough, while Hunter, Wrecker, and the Lawquanes arrive at the spaceport. This gives Tech a ticking clock as he cracks the chain code encryption. He cracks it quickly enough, however Tech and Echo then notice the sheer number of clone troopers in the spaceport and realise there's no way they're going to be able to sneak out of the impound area undetected. Just as Tech and Echo are realising this, Omega takes it upon herself to deliver the codes. The inevitable firefight breaks out when Wrecker gets spotted in the impound area. When Omega delivers the codes, she tells Hunter and Cut that Tech accidentally made an extra one, which forces Hunter to tell her that he intends for her to go with the Lawquanes. Obviously, she is upset by this, but Hunter honestly believes that that's what's best for her. Hunter realizes that a group of Special Forces deserters on the run from the Empire is probably not the best environment to raise a child. Hunter leaves and rejoins the rest of the Batch in the impound lot. He joins in the firefight as they fight to escape. Just as the Batch are about to leave, Omega makes her presence known. She ran away from the Lawquanes to rejoin the Batch. She's a unique clone, just like the Batch, and in her mind at least, she belongs with them. And by the end of the episode, Hunter agrees. Next Sunday, the Rewind Rewatch returns, and I'll be talking about the third episode of the series, Replacements. But until then, this is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.